Hi everyone, this is Anil. In this video, we'll talk about GraphQL and ServiceNow setup. And this is the part one of multi-part video where we will talk about how to run a simple test using Postman. So as part of this video, we'll be using Postman as tool. We'll download a plugin, which is a ServiceNow plugin, which has the required GraphQL setup. And to this ServiceNow community article, I have attached the Postman collection, so you can directly import that and use it. And these are the references that I have referred as part of learning about GraphQL. So first we'll search and install the plugin. So here if you see, I already have the plugin installed. It is called GraphQL Framework Demo Application. And if you go to the application, it has a lot of objects that are installed as part of this. But for the purposes of this discussion, we will look for uh, GraphQL API. So we'll find that. So if you open this, it's called User PTO Calendar. Now, if you look at this API, it has various components. Now, we'll come to the schema in a bit, but if you see this other pieces, like the name is User PTO Calendar, and it has an application namespace, schema namespace. So these two are very critical when you're trying to call this from Postman. Right? So if you go to Postman now, you'll see that the endpoint is this one here. This is your instance name, and then there is this API now GraphQL. So this will remain static for all your GraphQL APIs on the instance, right? This will not change. Now in the query, uh, you will see that there are different levels. Like the first one is mapped to application namespace, and then the second level is mapped to schema namespace. The third one uh, maps to the, the mutation or the query. So think of it as a get and post calls. So query is nothing but your get call, and mutation is your post or patch or put, right? Now in this query, we are going to use user PTO annual balance. This is my query. So that's what I'm going to configure here. Now if you see here, there is also a parameter which is being passed. So that is also defined here. So user ID and ID, and there is an exclamation mark next to it, which indicates that it is mandatory parameter. And then now when you make a call to this query, then this function will be invoked, that is mentioned here. So it is called user PTO account. So if you see here, now it returns three attributes: ID, username, and balance. So it is mentioned here. So username, balance, and ID. So you don't have to call all of them. You can also call one or two of them. For example, if you just want to get ID and balance, that is fine as well. Now let's make a call. Click on send. So you can see that the response is balance and ID. Now if you also want to call username, then you can do that, right? So you have balance, ID, and username. Now if you go to ServiceNow and try to understand where this data is being pulled from. So if you go here, look for a module called PTO, and here you have user PTO, and there is all. So if you click on all, you will see that there is an entry here called Anil Administrator and balance is 200. So let's change this to 300 and make the call again. So if you click on send, you'll see that now the output is 300. So this is how you will make a setup in Postman and call a GraphQL SQL from uh, ServiceNow. So sorry, you call GraphQL API from ServiceNow. Thank you for watching. This is Anil.